Yeah, it was a terrific performance from Manchester City, which, but even before kickoff, I remember at 3-0 down, I heard one of the commentators, as I was looking back over the highlights of this one, saying, well, that's it, it's game over. And the worst thing is you were kind of thinking even before it kicked off, it was game over, because coming into this, Manchester City have never lost to Bournemouth in 17 matches. So it was always going to be a tall order. For a Bournemouth side who had won last weekend, we should remember, beating Aston Villa 2-0 at home. Pretty impressive way to start the season. But it was a job done, pretty formality, really, that we were expected at the Etihad. I know it's awful. I'm sorry, Bournemouth, but no one was giving you any hope, and that was the case.
Should I say something really ridiculous now?
Please do.
Right? This is a really stupid idea.
Okay. Did you give Bournemouth hope? Is that what you're
saying? No,
okay,
not at all. But is it a good idea to say, we're not going to go and play them? We'll take a 3-0 defeat. Right? I know it sounds stupid, but... Yeah.
To be fair, I thought at half-time maybe Man United were going to do that. We're not coming out for the second half.
No, but do you know what? Look, if we don't go to the Etihad and we don't play, we lose 3-0. Because that's the standard, you get a 3-0 defeat.
Better for their goal
and there are a
difference.
number of clubs you think, well, you'll probably lose worse than that. Or, the scoreline's not going to be 3, it's going to be 4, maybe more. Yeah. And I've had that sort of crazy idea every now and again of thinking, well, some teams might think that's not a bad idea because we could get tonked 5, 6, whatever. And I sort of felt that for Bournemouth yesterday.
I don't think you shouldn't be giving these ideas because we're just going to see match postponed.
Of course it's a stupid idea. I know that. But it's the fact that you just can't see in any shape or form how City are not going to get a comfortable win. I mean, Pep said there, well, they do this, they do that. And it's like, really? You're giving them a bit of credit, as in, again, I'm going to bring back Man United into this. I remember going to Old Trafford, getting beat 5-1. I remember thinking we're playing the game, and we're getting run ragged everywhere. Just literally every angle, and you're thinking, you come off, you beat 5-1, you think you've had a result, you got 1. You think, we done well there, we got 1. And that in itself was an incredible experience because then you realise what you're up against. And Bournemouth yesterday would have known from the very first minute we're going to get torn all over the pitch, taken apart. They're going to dissect us, they're going to move the ball. De Bruyne was De Bruyne at his best yesterday. His goal was terrific. I mean, I could have selected his goal for goal of the week. All weekend because it's him. He gets on the defender maybe needs to get a bit closer to him and don't let him have half a yard to get his head up and try and pick a spot, which he does with the outside of his boot. City are a team that are just gonna pull you to shreds.
Well, they're relentless. Yeah. We expect that.
Every angle.
Maybe I'm doing Bournemouth a disservice. I'm sure Scott Parker would have taken his side there in the hope of trying to get something out of that game, whether it was just limiting Man City, which is the problem. When you're even with Brentford last season, every time we played Man City, it was always a case of how many can we restrict them to, not how many can we beat them by.
Well, Burnley might have had a better idea of trying to do that. Burnley kept getting beat 5-0 by them. Yeah. There was a period of time was maybe take a 3-0 defeat and don't turn up, don't get any injuries, the players will be fresher. There are some positives about not playing Man City.
It was a dominant performance for Pep Guardiola's side. Maybe the only disappointment, and what can I call it, a disappointment? Erling Haaland only had 8 touches in a game. Is that an issue?
Well, he should have had 9 because Foden's got to square it to him.
Ooh,
He's got to square. That's an absolute certain goal for.
He was not happy, was he?
Well, no, and but yeah, look, it is. He will be terrific for them, but it does feel like it's weird because City don't actually need a centre forward, and yet we all think, and I likewise, I think they're going to be even better because when he gets chances, he will take them, I think, over a period of a season more often than not. He's a terrific player. He will become better in this City team. He'll find his involvement a lot better. It's just City are so good in other areas that the ball doesn't. They're not really a centre-forwards team. Aguero got left out a lot at City because once Pep took control, he found himself, even though with his incredible goal record, he found himself redundant at times in the way they kept the ball, which is, exactly the same happened at Barcelona. Kevin De Bruyne is now the Lionel Messi, isn't he, of what Pep had at Barcelona. He will just take the ball everywhere, use it. He's pivotal to them.